Tristan with Nerdette's NewsStand. Now this showed up in my Google Cards today, so I'm kind of going to be covering a few subjects here. But I did briefly talk about my infatuation with Alice Cooper yesterday, and then, obviously I am a big Johnny Depp fan, so we're going to combine everything, and also the Quarentine, and we're going to take a look at this. It says Alice Cooper gives advice to the minions stuck at home honoring Johnny Depp. Now, like I said yesterday, I talked about how for years, since I was probably 8 years old, I have been absolutely obsessed with Alice Cooper, and he is in a band with Johnny Depp called Hollywood Vampires. If you want to check them out, they are definitely worth it. But, since I was a little girl, probably 6, 7, 8 years old, I've seen Alice Cooper 8 to 10 times. I've met him 3 times at this point. I've met his daughter Calico. I've met Ryan Roxy, which is a bandmate of his. So, there was a point in my life where I was mildly obsessed. I would say is the best way to put it. I followed him around for a lot of years. But that also has a lot to do with my dad kind of being a roadie and also, just the whole thing. But I absolutely adore Alice Cooper. I adore Johnny Depp. And combining them together with Hollywood Vampires is a fantastic choice for me. So, we have Alice Cooper on Instagram here, and I don't use social media. I have had a couple of people ask what my socials are, and I don't use anything besides mine simply because when I was on them, I got a lot of doxing threats, and I went through a whole thing, but I'm not going to go through that. But if you want to follow me on mine, it's just Nerdette's NewsStand. So, it says, one of the most talented musicians in all of time, also known as the godfather of shock rock, Alice Cooper shared a recent post on his verified Instagram page and gave great recommendations for people in self-quarantine. Now, he is going to give his recommendations and I will go through that. I also have a few of my own I want to add. So, you are going to get the Quarantine pack from Alice Cooper and Nerdette's NewsStand. Let's take a look at his. Dracula, Sweeney Todd. Sweeney Todd was such a fantastic Johnny Depp movie. It was definitely something else. Just meat patties and okay. Friday the 13th, Paranormal Activity, Rosemary Baby is my favorite scary movie. My absolute all-time favorite scary movie. Carrie, Final Destination. I'm actually surprised to see that on there. Didn't they get? I've seen the first couple. But as they went on, they kind of got cheesier and cheesier. But anyways, Stranger Things, fantastic show. American Horror Story, fantastic show. Nightmare on Elm Street and Candyman. And he also posted a picture for all the minions stuck at home. I bring you the Quarantine Horror Binge, Part 1. And these are all what he said. So I thought I would go through and give you... I didn't have Netflix, I just had Hulu. So I'm like, you know what? I think I can get a free 30-day trial. And I go on there and I'm like, yes, I totally can. I haven't had it since, it would have been since Stranger Things came out. I don't watch Netflix near as much as I watch Hulu simply because I watch way too much American Dad and Family Guy. And that's what platform it's on. So I did go through and I want to give you my Quarantine pack here. So definitely number 1 would be Edward Scissorhands. I guess they're not in any particular order. So Edward Scissorhands, absolutely hands down my favorite Johnny Depp movie thus far. Simply because I had that tape when I was a little girl and oh my god. And I would go upstairs and watch it and I would come down. My brother would be like, oh my god, you're crying again. You're crying again. I'm like, yeah, I watched Edward Scissorhands. I would cry every single day watching that movie. Fantastic. I actually only have 3 Johnny Depp movies on here. The rest are kind of my picks. So, next one would be Secret Window. Fantastic. Just the mental health aspect of this movie makes it so good. We're going to get into a little bit of cheese here, right? So, Rent. If you've been on my channel for any length of time, you know I love musicals. I love music in general. It's kind of how I live. I'm not a huge movie person. To be perfectly honest, I either listen to music or I read. So for the most part, musicals is kind of the best, right? So Rent, fantastic. The best musical I've ever watched. The music's great in it. The people are great in it. Yes, it's, it's a little cheesy, like the "all we have AIDS" stuff, but it's good. My first favorite musical ever, Phantom of the Opera. I've seen this live twice. I've actually seen Rent live once. Phantom of the Opera, the actual movie, was really well done. Everybody that played the part did a really good, true to source material job for the most part. So that's another great movie. Obviously, I'm going to include Batman in here. The Christopher Nolan trilogy. In a whole, I'm kind of including as one. Fantastic. Like, I can binge those. I can put those movies on in the background, still go about my day, and that's probably just because I know them by heart at this point. And of course, we get, in my opinion, I know some people like Joaquin Phoenix Joker, but still, Heath Ledger's Joker, to me, is the best Joker we've had so far. So, let's go to comedies. My favorite comedy ever. Oh, I probably know this movie literally by heart. Step Brothers. Such a good movie. Like, there's nothing wrong. I don't have a complaint about that movie. Will Ferrell is such a funny guy. And then you combine that with, him being a grown adult man that still acts like a child. Too good. So, Blow, my last Johnny Depp movie on this list, is, you get this rise and fall of this just jock schoolboy that went into cocaine trade and really kind of changed the industry. I know we're talking about cocaine, but kind of changed everything. You got Penelope Cruz when she was younger. I mean, obviously they were both younger, but it's just a really good movie. That one you definitely have to sit down and pay attention to, though. My favorite movie from when I was a little girl, beside Edward Scissorhand, is My Girl. My Girl, that was another one of those movies I would just cry to. When the little boy gets stung. Oh my God. It was like my childhood was ripped apart. It was, such a good movie. So, a newer one, Into the Spider-Verse. See, I've talked on this channel for a long time about diversity and forced diversity and actually doing things wrong and then doing things right. Into the Spider-Verse took diversity and did it 100% correctly. It was fantastic. Miles Morales was fantastic. We got Spider-Gwen. We got Penny Parker. And then we got, the Noir character and stuff. But everything about this movie was what people should be doing when it comes to comics. Doing it correctly. And Spider-Ham. I almost forgot about Spider-Ham. Like, you gotta love Spider-Ham. I know, I'm a grown woman. I get it. It's weird, but you do. Anyways, it's everything that comics should be doing. And if they were doing it, we wouldn't be facing the end of the industry or possible end of the industry. My last movie, because I do have a couple shows I want to add in here, is Wonder Woman. Now, Wonder Woman is fantastic. A lot of people said it was kind of predictable when it came to Aries. I don't know if it's just me because I don't watch a lot of movies. I actually did not realize, the old man was going to be Aries. So, I really, really enjoyed this movie. It is a shame. I was really looking forward to seeing 1984. But, I just seen yesterday that they are not going to release it digitally. It has officially been pushed back until August, which sucks so bad. I have to wait all summer now. I love Gal Gadot. She's such a charming person. I know, some cringy Imagine singing. I get it, but I don't care. I still love her so much. So, that's it for my movies. I'm going to talk a couple shows. I'm not going to add a bunch, but, actually all of them are available on Netflix. So, that makes it easy, right? So, My Hero Academia, obviously fantastic. Obviously, one of the best anime that you could, put to, I think JoJo's on there too, but, it is one of the best animes that you could want to watch and watch completely. It has sub and dub on there, so it depends on which way you like to watch it. You get to, kind of follow Deku, because he doesn't have any quirk. You get to follow him with All Might, you get to follow him to UA, so it's a really good series. I don't want to give too much away, but it doesn't matter if you don't like anime. You're still going to like the storyline. It's still great. So, another one that's different is Raising Dion. Now, this is a superhero-centric show, but it's a new character. It's a little boy that lost his father. We learn why he lost his father. I think it's only 9 episodes. but his mother is, she's beautiful, but she is kind of going through being a single mother. Who is it? I forget the guy's name. The guy from Three's Company, John Ritter, his son, Jason, is in this show, and he does such a fantastic job. I didn't have cable when I was little, so I would always watch, the old shows, and I would love Three's Company. I still do. I can still watch those reruns. I guess that kind of shows my age, but it's still such a good show. It's different, but it's really good. Oh, that and the Facts of Life. Okay, I'm not gonna go into my childhood, all the weird Nick at Night shows I watched, but Three's Company was one of them. Jason Ritter does a fantastic job on raising Dion. Everybody does, honestly. The show as a whole is really great. One of the girls that was actually in Detroit Become Human is in this show. So there's a lot of really good characters. The whole thing, fantastic. And then definitely, I would say my number one pick out of everything I've stated so far is Gotham. Everything. The complete series is on Netflix. And it is so good. Like, how can you have a show about Batman without having a show about Batman? You watch Gotham. It's more around Gordon. It's more around the young Harvey Harvey Bullock. You get to take a look at the characters that we don't normally get to take a look at. Usually we're seeing everything from Bruce's eye, but now we're seeing not only that, but we've got some new characters. We've got Barbara and some of the other new characters. It was hands down best to source material, best to adaptation than anything I have ever seen centered around Batman. I can watch that show over and over and over again. I honestly wish it wasn't over. It was so good. The only thing that bugged me is it wasn't even in the show. It was the weird fans that were like wanting Edward and Cobblepot to get together. Like, no. That's not gonna happen. And it didn't. I'll just spoil that right there. But that show is the best thing you can binge on Quarantine. With this, everything that is going on right now, I hate to keep talking about the big bad bug, but when you're stuck at home, these suggestions might keep you from being insane a little bit. And, if you're a Johnny Depp fan, there are some really good movies you can watch here. Some of the older ones, because like I said, I'm just not a huge movie person. But I used to watch a whole lot of stuff, and now I just kind of read everything. But yeah, I definitely wanted to go over some of these. I love me some Alice Cooper, who doesn't? And I wanted to give you guys my suggestions. So let me know some of your favorite movies. So I have a little bit of suggestions when I get bored and crazy out of my mind. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
I can't be Alice all the time.
Hey guys, I want to give a huge shout out to my Subscribe Star and Patreons. You guys literally make this channel possible. Black Knight Fool, Brucey, Chris C, Dave Ross, David L, Jeffrey Allen Carnes, Sanjuro, Jeremy Burtz, Joe Bustify, Kato Round, Magical Exotic Diamonds, Mighty Pauls, Mike Buckner, Robert, Steve Glasker, Timothy French, Ala's Matt Films, Alexander Trapp, Way Else One, and Troy Reiser. You guys are absolutely amazing, and I want to say thank you to each and every one of you. Don't forget to subscribe and like on the way out, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.